Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed Sabri. I am the CEO of Quantum Results. Today, I'll be talking about an important toolbox. It is about how to better use our mind really to help us and serve us in life. One time, several years ago, they asked the Nobel Prize winning Dr. Albert Schweitzer. One time, reporter asked him these questions. He said, "Doctor, what's wrong with people?" So the doctor went silent for a minute, then he answered, "Simply, people don't think." This is the only problem with people. The major part of them, they don't think. George Bernard Shaw said, 2% of people think. 3% think they think. And 95% of the people, they prefer to die rather than think. So you can see how difficult, sometimes challenging for people really to think. So I will go through some slides today that will be sharing how the 1% successful people are using their mind really to make them success in their life and continue creating more and more. So what I want you at the beginning is really to share, to scan my contact details. You can put your phone, the camera and scan. So you already have all the contact details at the beginning. So today, as we said, we will be discussing about the mental toolbox for success. This is my mentor, Bob Brachtell, and his partner, Sandy Gallagher. Bob Brachtell is the most influential thinker in the world. He became well known after the movie The Secret, which talks a lot about law of attraction. But it is more about law of attractions because the law of attraction is the secondary law. The law of vibration is the primary law. So I want in the beginning to understand, you and I, that the only thing that stands between you and your success, between myself and success, is you. No one can stand between you and your success other than you. And also, the only one who can really change this is you, nobody else. You can get some mentors, you can get some people to help you, but you need to understand that it all starts with you. So I want you at the beginning of this lesson, and this question I want to ask you, I want you to take you all through the slides I'm going to cover today. So I want you to imagine now that you are living with Bill Gates. Just imagine that you're living with Bill Gates. You've been raised at the house of Bill Gates. Or Mukesh Ambani, the famous Indian billionaire. Or anyone you'd like to live with or being raised. So just imagine that you've been raised in the house of one of these guys. The question for you, and need to think carefully, do you think you will succeed in your life? Will you be a successful person if you've been raised in one of those famous, successful people? Just give it a thought. Now, why do some people do so well in life? Just some people, not all of them. While so many do not. Isn't it strange? Why only few people do so well in life and the major part they don't? It's a question. I mean, we need to ask ourselves, why only small people? Now, do you know that 96% of the world's wealth is earned by less than 1% of the people? So the whole wealth of the world, 96% of it is earned by few number of people. Why? Why not all people earning all this amount of money? Why only few people can make it to the top? And do you know that 93% of people get to retirement? So they finish all their way in life till retirement, and unfortunately have to work a second job. They spent all their life in getting to retirement. And after retirement, when they are retired, they need to have to earn a living and go for a second job. Isn't this strange? Why? Now we need to understand the following. There are some skills we are not taught in schools. Maybe we touch part of it, but we don't went in depth at school. And these skills, these skills, they are really important, and how the successful people are making a differentiation in their life. For example, the wealth building habit. We're not taught in school how to earn or make money. Not able to make a decision making. How is the right way to make a decision making? Or about self-image. How to build the right self-image for myself to be a successful person, or something called a paradigm. And this word, you will hear it all across the presentation. So tune in, because it is very important to understand what is paradigm. So to start with, does thinking in a certain way be a curse? It can really hurt you. That means, does my thoughts really can be a curse? It can hurt me. It can let me go in a certain directions. In the 1950s, past centuries, there was a man who was distributing frozen meat all across United States, or in his city, for different shops and supermarkets. So he was moving from one shop to another. So one day, after moving from a couple of ones, he stopped his car, and he went inside the frozen cabin to get some of the meat to drop it to the shop. As he get inside, collect the meat, and he's trying to get outside, the door was locked in a way that he could not get out. He tried to call someone, shouting, hearing, but nobody could hear him or try to rescue him. So what he did, he sat at one of the corners of this frozen cabin and start thinking about what could happen to him. As he was waiting, he started thinking, okay, let me write down how is my feelings. And he started writing down at one side of this fridge that it is cold. And you can see when you start reading from inside of this frozen fridge, what is he's writing. So in the wall he was writing, I feel cold. Then go below it, it is getting too cold. Then I am freezing. Then, and so on, a message till there was a message, I feel exhausted, weak. I cannot continue like that. And the last one, I think I'm going to die. After 3 days, some people started looking for this gentleman, and they found that truck stopping in one of their parks. And unfortunately, when they opened that truck, the door, they found that guy dead. And they started looking on the wall what he was writing at that time before he passed away. So they did an investigation to understand what really happens about this gentleman, how he was locked, just to get some histories. And the strange thing, they found out the following, that this truck, the cooling system, the freezing system in that truck is malfunctioning for almost 6 months. It wasn't working at all. Can you imagine? It wasn't working at all. So he was getting mainly the cold from the frozen meat, which are inside it, but the real truck wasn't doing any freezing, any cooling. However, what happens to this gentleman, the driver, unfortunately, his thinking has directed him in a certain way that he started thinking bad ideas that drove him and let him have a mental stroke. And unfortunately, he passed away. So you can see and watch how important is our thinking can drive us in a certain ways. Today, I will explain more how the 1%, the successful people, thinks. I will show you, and I want you to understand how those words successful people think, act, and operate. So let's start with a basic teaching to understand how is our mind and how our mind works and functions. So a question for you, how does the mind look like? I know some of you will say, yeah, it looks like this, it is the brain, it is the head, and so on. However, I'm telling you, this would be the answer. Nothing, because nobody can understand or see how the mind looks like. There is a diagram that's been developed by Dr. Thurman Fleet in 1934. He was a doctor working on the healing art, where he came up with this diagram. And simply the big circle represents the mind, and the small circle represents the body. The upper side, we call it the conscious mind. The lower circle is the subconscious mind, and the body is the instrument of the mind, which is small because the body is taking simply instructions from our mind. Now, our conscious mind is the thinking mind, where all thoughts comes. It is the educated mind, where all the teachings, learning we take. It is the intellect, where all the smart ideas comes from our conscious mind. Where our subconscious mind is our emotional mind. The nice thing about our conscious mind, it has the ability to choose. And this is very important. This is one of the great things we have, that we have ability to choose. Nobody can force you to choose any thoughts that you don't want to. So you can accept or reject any ideas. For example, what I'm sharing with you, you can accept it, you can reject it, you can consider it. And what I'm asking from you, don't accept, also don't reject, but only consider what I'm sharing with you. Also, your conscious mind can originate new ideas and new solutions. The subconscious mind, it must accept whatever idea you impose and immerse to your subconscious mind. It should accept, it cannot reject. There is also something every one of us have. These are the mental muscles, and they are so important in making a difference in your life. It is only a muscles that we need to train. You and I and every human being on earth, he has those mental muscles. So, and they are the power engine for you, but they are muscles that in a way you need to train. So some people who said they are not creative, this is that they did not practice or train that muscles, but every one of us is creative. So they can do the imagination. The more you train it, is like any muscles. You have intuition, you have the will, the memory, the reasoning, the perception. These are mental muscles. The more you use them, the more you train them, the more you will benefit from it. And they're really important for our topic today. Now, one of the great things you need to know, you and I, that 96% of our results, what we are getting now, from where they are coming, from where they are generating. Some people will say, yeah, they're from our conscious mind, from my study, from my degrees, from the courses I take, and so on. And the fact, which was by the Harvard Business School, they said 96% of our subconscious mind is causing the 96% of our results. And these are working in autopilot. So that means if I want to do anything, I need to focus on my subconscious mind, because this is in control of my results. It is good that I can originate ideas from my conscious mind, but the fact the subconscious mind is the one who is in control of my results. And this is where we need to understand, okay, what I need to do to change and upgrade my subconscious mind, the ideas, the beliefs I do have there. So, we earlier mentioned that we have a thought power always flowing through us. So this is through our intellectual mind. These thought power are flowing all day long. So it is said that there are 70,000 thoughts that come and generated on a daily basis through my mind. However, we have always a choice. Either we want to be in ignorance, or no, we want to educate and learn and understand. So it is a choice. Neither you or other one other than you choose where you want to be. So it is your choice. For example, what happens to the corona, how people are perceiving it, it is a choice. Some people goes to the negativity, other people goes for the positivity, where they start finding more opportunities to grow, to change their life. They're exploring new ways of doing things, of doing their work. Nobody used to work online. Now they're finding easy, and it's creating new ideas for them how to improve their productivity. So if you stay in ignorance, you need to understand the following. Being in ignorant, that is causing worry and doubt. So if you don't want to understand, I'm giving the COVID-19 because this is what all people are talking about. If you don't want to understand what is the pros and cons, how I can protect myself, you still being in worry and doubt. And that worry and doubt is causing a fear inside you. And this is where the feelings come. And this fear causing the anxiety, suppressed, and depression. And it causes dis-ease. It's not a disease, but dis-ease. And this is how people are really disintegrated. However, if we go to the knowledge, studying and understanding, you start creating faith. You start believing that you can overcome this pandemic. You start believing in your capabilities, what you can do, what are my options. So you have a well-being, and you can easily express and accelerate in life and feel at ease, in control of your life. And this is where all the creativity comes in, if you stay on the positive side. So we always have a choice, either to be in ignorance or to be in knowledge. So it is your choice. You need to decide which side you want to be part of it. So let's see this gentleman. When you look at him, what one thing will come about his mind, how his life, how things, just one word that can come to your mind. And simply, this gentleman, his mind is not in order. So he is always feeling doubt and worry. And this is where the masses of the people are on that side. They decided they want to prefer to live that way. So it is a choice for us. And the problem, if you stay there all the time, as we said, it is causing fear and anxiety, depression and disintegration. So it is your choice. However, if you look on all these successful people, there is one common thing among them, which is faith. They have a strong faith in their capabilities. They have a strong faith in what they are doing, that it is going to happen, because they're always staying on that knowledge, study, understanding side. And this has created that strong faith, which you and I need all the time, most of the time, to be on that side. And this is where the creativity starts coming in. Now, this is a common problem every one of us have, that there are two things if you want to build your business, if you want to achieve a higher sales target, if you want to build your team to improve the creativity of the team, if you want to become a CEO, or you want to have on your own company. So there are two things you need to understand, just two things. First one is where you are and where you are going. So simple like that, and so obvious. You will say, yeah, it is so simple. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I want. However, the questions comes, why are so many people stuck? If they know exactly where they are going, they know exactly that they want to improve their sales target 20%, 10%. They want to become a CEO, they want to open a company, and it's clear, yeah, you're not the first one who's going to do it. However, why are so many people stuck? Some will think, yeah, the problem is the goal. It is so aggressive, it's so difficult. It is, I'm not able to do it. I never did it before, and so on. But to tell you the truth, your goal never ever been a problem. The problem comes here, where you are. And this is all the problem. It is not where you're going, but where you are. This is always people's problem, and this is why they're really stuck. You would ask, but why they are stuck? Simply because of one word, which we said we're going to cover it all the time. It is called paradigm. So your paradigm is holding you back from achieving whatever goal you're trying to set. So it's never been where you are going, but where you are. Many people comes their fear of failure, they don't trust their capabilities, and so on. So let's talk about paradigm. What is a paradigm? It's simply a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all our behavior is habitual. So these are mental programs. It's simply like you have a new software that you want to work. Your current operating system or Windows is Windows 7. This one cannot work, so that gold cannot work for you. You need to upgrade your mental programming to get to be able to work at a Windows 10. So this is the paradigm. This is what is controlling the 96% of our results. So for example, smoking is a paradigm for people. People really enjoy smoking because they feel it is a stress relief for them. However, they can give you all justification why they want to continue smoking, because they are relieving their stress. Another paradigm is that when we were raised to start walking, and this is how we've been taught by our families. At one point, we were laying on the ground on our back, then we start going through those steps till we start walking. Now, we don't think about walking because we already been taught. It becomes automatically. I don't have every time I want to start, decide to walk, I need to lay down on my back, then flip over, then start crumbling, then start standing, trying to stand. No, it is now happening smoothly because I was trained to do that part. And this is how the paradigm you can do it if you want to upgrade your habits and beliefs. So now when you look on the paradigm, it goes in every part of our life. It has influence on everything. Your ability to earn money, the perception, how you look at things, the use of time, your creativity, effectiveness, productivity, self-image, logic. So it has a full control on all your life, and it is put you in a box that you cannot get out of it. If you don't believe you've been able to make $1 million, this is a paradigm. Who said you did not? But it is your current belief. If you only look on things on a certain way, this is your current perception. You cannot look from a different way. If you believe that I cannot manage my time, time has never been managed. It has different ways of understanding. You can only manage activities rather than managing time, and so on. So it puts you in a box. And unless you decide to get out of that box, nothing would happen. Your results will be the same year over year over year. So can one habit make me lose gold? So this is talking about the importance of our habits. Is it really that much we don't understand about the habits and importance? Can this one habit make me lose a gold? There was a gold I'm going to earn, but this one bad habit or one habit I need to upgrade, can it make me lose gold? In the late 19th centuries, there was a gold mining fever in the United States. And during that one, everyone was running, trying to mine for gold. And there were two gentlemen, Barney's family, Barnes and his uncle, they were going around, and they decided to leave their city and go to Colorado, where there was a lot of gold mining. So they start looking for an area where they can start finding and exploring for gold. Luckily, they found a good area, and they were only using shovels, so it was manual tools. So they covered that area, put some marks, and they decided, hey, we need to go back and try to get financing and buy equipment, machines to help us in this gold mining. So this is what they did. They went back home, they get some money, finance from their relatives, from the people they know, and they bought huge machines, because to make that mine financially feasible, and that project to be feasible, they need to do some investment. So they went back to the area where they start finding, and they start doing the mining activities and exploration. And luckily, the first truck from that mine went with a great signs of gold. The second truck, the third truck, the fourth truck, then things start fading slightly. Fifth, sixth, seventh, then they're only mining just sand. There's nothing, no traces for gold. They tried with useless efforts. So they decided, hey, we need to stop. Let's sell our machines, try to gather whatever we can, get money from selling those machines. And they found a guy from the junkyard. He bought those machines, and they went back home. So that junkyard guy, he said, okay, this is what happens with these guys. Let me ask an expert. So he went to a mining engineer and explained to him exactly what those two gentlemen did and what are the issues happens. So the mining engineer, he told him, yeah, this is a common problem. It all happens. It goes more back when you understand how the layers of the of earth happens, and there's a move. You need to do some just small correction on the direction of the mining. And he said you need only to move 3 feet, 1 meter from this location to this location, just 1 meter. And you start seeing back the gold. So this guy, he went back and tried, followed the instructions of that mining engineer, and luckily he started finding more and more gold than he ever thought about. And it was one of the richest gold mine in the United States. Now you see the habit that caused the problems for those two gentlemen is the habit of quick too early. And this happens in our life. We tried once, we tried the second, did not work. Hey, forget it, I'm quitting, let me move to another thing. However, persistence is the solution. And we need to understand that 90% of people, they do not achieve their goals, not because the goal is so aggressive or so difficult to achieve, but because they quit too early. If they continue and be persisting, they will never run with these issues, because at the end, they will reach to their goal. Now, another habit, a great habit, is a decision making. And let's go more on this decision making. The decision making, Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he divided people to 2 parts. Type A is those who reach decisions promptly and definitely, know what they want, and generally get it. These are the 1% successful people. Immediately, they know they'll go and grab that opportunity, no doubt, because they know they want it and they generally get it. However, the masses, people who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly. They take months and months and months to make a go for it. You will find that they change these decisions quickly and often. They took ages till they take a decision, then they decided, and after 1 or 2 months with some failure, they stop it and move to another goal. So these are the 2 differences between people who's making a decision, type A and type B. So to explain more, in this diagram, you will see most people look on their current results. We're not able to make a sale. We're not, there is no enough resources. People are fearing, people are doing. However, they have a goal they want to grow their business, right? So this is a good goal. We want to increase our sales. We want to find different ways of growing our business. We want to open a company. We want to launch a new product line. So they said, yes, we want to do this, but we don't have the skills and talent of the people. No, let's go for it. We will find a way we can develop the people. Yeah, but we don't have the money and resources to do it. No, let's go and do that one. And let's go for that goal. No, but the forecast, the prediction, blah, blah, is not supporting us. No, we want to do this, let's do it. And so on, they're going by decisions that, the current situation doesn't help to take any decisions. And what happens with them, after a while, their anxiety or their desire to go for their goal start fading away, and they forget about the goal. And this is where all the masses happens, in the way that their mind and thoughts are down here. They're thinking only from the current results, and this is what is generating their thoughts. However, now when you look on the successful people, what they do it differently. They start looking at their goals, and their mind and thoughts now focus on the same as their want. What is their goal? And from they start going in a different directions and creating different thoughts related in the same, we call it the same vibration and frequency of their new goal. So they had elevated the way they're thinking. And you see, they take a committed decision. And there's a difference between being interested and being committed. Being interested, you will do it whenever you want. By being committed, and this is what you need to do always in your life, being committed, you will do whatever it takes. You will pay the price because you want it to happen. And this is what makes the 1% differ than the others. They make it committed decisions and they go for it. So you will see that they're generating thoughts in a different level on the same what they want to do, and which is the new goal. So they think and act like the person they want to become. He starts thinking and acting like the CEO he wants or the VP he wants. And there is also the want is the only prerequisite for making. So do you really, really want it? If this is what your gut feeling is telling you, yes, this is what I want. So this is a prerequisite for making a decision, a committed decision. And this is why successful people make decisions so fast. They really want it, they know what they want, and they go for it. So this is what makes the 1% differs than the masses of the people. So this is the 1% habit of the successful people, decision making, a committed decision making. So to share a story, in 1972, there was a hurricane hit one of the cities in small cities in Canada. And that small city was really impacting, and a lot of people lost their life, properties were damaged, a lot of losses. One day, there was a gentleman, he was passing away. He is the CEO of a small radio station. As he passed through this city, he looked at it and he thought with an idea that he had a feeling from inside him, he wanted to help that small city. But he don't know how he's going to help that city. His company is a small radio station. Maybe few people heard about them in the 1970s. And there, as you know, this is always in the market that there is high competition in the market. You have different radio stations. So, however, he has a deep desire that he wants to help this city because they need really a lot of money to rebuild that city again. That was on Tuesday. On Friday, when he went back to the office, he came with an idea. And that idea, so he called all his executive team to come to the meeting room. And as they come across that meeting room, they all sat and they found on the board written as follows. There was a line, vertical line, and a horizontal line. And at the top, there was written 333. On one side, there was written, why I can't. And on the other side, how I can. And where it was written, why I cannot, he put a cross. This guy, he understands the mental tools for success. And he was using, and this is what we're going to explain, his mental muscles of imagination, his memory, reasoning, and perception. So what he did, he told these people the story where he saw the city and explained to them. And he said, I called you today because I have an idea I need to execute. So it's an idea, he already take a decision. He's going to execute, but he don't know how he's going to do it. And this is, you will need to start learning. Sometimes if you want an idea, the how will come later. It is not before. And this is always a different way of thinking, but this is really important because once you made a decision, the how, the ideas will start flowing to you. So he told his executive that I want to run a campaign, a fundraising campaign for 3 days. Every day, I will be running 3 hours from 9 to 12. And at the end of this campaign, I need to collect or to raise about 3 million US dollar. And you can imagine, put yourself in this small company, nobody heard about them, this small radio station, what will happen to their executive team? Everyone was jumping, saying, what is this? Are you crazy? Are you thinking nuts? And so on, how we're going to do it. We are hardly making this money, how we're going to do a fundraising for that one. So he kept silent for a moment, then he told these people, I did not call you to tell me why I cannot, because I already made this decision. I called you to tell me how I can do this part. So I'm calling you to give me ideas how I can do this. And this is where you start, if you understand, to switch to that creative energy because you have that muscles, and this is where you start brainstorming. Don't let anyone to kill the ideas. So they started with going around the table. One guy, he said, hey, why don't we ask all the radio stations across Canada to join us in that campaign? Then another guy jumped in, what? Are you thinking crazy? There's a high competition, nobody will listen to us, blah, blah. Then they said, please pass, we're not going. I like this idea, and he wrote down this idea. And another idea, a third idea, and anyone who trying to object or kill that idea, although they have their valid reasons, they said, pass, go to the next. At the end of the meeting, they generated few ideas, that great ideas, and they start implementing. Next week, when they started the campaign, they managed to get all the radio stations to run at the same time that fundraising campaign. They also managed to get people, reporters from the TV to join us, to join them in this campaign, which was impossible in the way people are thinking, because how come TV will coordinate with radio station and so on. So they start executing on the ideas, and they managed to run that campaign for 3 days, 3 hours every day. And at the end, they collected the 3 million. So this, you can apply it now for your situation, as a company, as an individual, how I can do this. Stop thinking about why I cannot, but just use this tool, because you can. The day you decided that I want it, this is the moment where you start generating ideas and start executing. Now, back to my initial question when I asked, imagine now that you are living with one of these people, any guy that you love or be raised at his house. Do you think you will succeed in your life? I know most of you has answered, yes, I will succeed in my life. And the one who did not, also, there is a reason. But what I was trying to tell you, if you answered yes, you're telling yourself, yes, you are capable to succeed, because simply what I did, I only changed your mental environment. I did not change you as a person, as an individual, but you start feeling belonging, that you're going to succeed. So in a way, just changing that mental environment for you, this will make the difference. And this is all my work here is about trying to change your mental environment. This is the mental toolbox we're talking about here, is helping you to change your mental environment, because simply you can do it. Every one of us, he can achieve whatever he desires and he wants. No doubt, nobody can question that one. It is only a matter of changing your mental environment to help you to achieve whatever you want. So as mentioned earlier, we were not taught in school those similar skills. And the one we mentioned is how to shift our paradigm, how to create the new beliefs, the new habits of those successful people, because this is all where I need to focus on to upgrade my belief system, my habits. And once I upgrade them, I'll start getting a different results. So I want to share with you now the history of the content I'm sharing. So it is nothing in you. It's been always in the books. It is already there in the market. So that goes in the late 1800, where there was an immigrant, an Irish immigrant called Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie is an Irish immigrant. He built and became the wealthiest. He built a steel corporation, U.S. Steel Corporation, and became the wealthiest man in the United States. So his background, he did not have a degree. He found his way all across his career, where he built that steel industries, although he did not know much about the steel industries. However, he built that one, and he became the wealthiest man. One time, a gentleman called Napoleon Hill, he was a small reporter trying to do a research about successful people. So he came and met Andrew Carnegie. And during their discussions, Andrew Carnegie, he said, hey, I have an idea for you. Why don't you come to my house? We can share more about my philosophy for success, and we can discuss more. So they went all together. Napoleon Hill was hardly making any money. He was so broke, he was poor. However, he went and sat with that gentleman. So they spent 3 days together discussing about the philosophy. At the end of their discussion, Andrew Carnegie proposed to Napoleon Hill an idea. He told him, I have a project for you. My project is as follows. You see the successful people here in our time, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and others who are really making a huge success. It's a huge legacy for us that we need someone to study these, because they made their fortune from something nobody understands really how they made it. So I have a project for you. you might spend your whole life doing that projects, but at the end, you will make millions from that one. There is a condition that I'm not going to pay you anything other giving you the recommendation letters and paying your travel expense. Other than that, I will not, because you need to be committed to that one. And I'll give you 60 seconds to decide if you want to accept that idea. Do you accept it or not? So within 25 seconds, Napoleon Hill, he accepted that idea. And he said, yes, I'm going for it. He told him, I will give you an affirmation that will help you in this project, which is you need to write it down. So that affirmation says that Andrew Carnegie, so it's like Napoleon Hill talking to Andrew Carnegie, I'm going to equal your fortune. So imagine a poor guy, he hardly make a living, he wanna be equal to the richest, wealthiest guy in the United States. I'm not only going to equal your wealth, but I'm going to exceed your wealth. So that big idea, because he wants him to stay for 20 years working on that project, he gave him this big idea and this affirmation. And that affirmation, Napoleon Hill, he couldn't absorb it at the beginning, because how come a small reporter will be able to equal or exceed the fortune of the wealthiest man in the United States? So Napoleon Hill, when you go to his readings, he said, I was reading, whispering the first few days at the bathroom and trying to say, Andrew Carnegie, I'm not going also to equal you and blah, blah. So, and he was whispering. After 2 weeks, Napoleon Hill started, accepting that idea. And by the end of a month, he started believing that he's going to exceed Andrew Carnegie. And this is where Napoleon Hill, he had the book of Think and Grow Rich. This is where he studied 500 successful people and developed the philosophy of the successful people, how they develop their wealth and success in life. On the same time, in another book, he studied also during his research 20,000 people who did not make their way to success. Then Napoleon Hill, he was the mentor of Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale, he is the one who started the personal development industries and established Nightingale Conant Corporation for Personal Development, was mentored by Napoleon Hill. And Earl Nightingale, he mentored Bob Proctor, that we are talking about him in the beginning, and we describe about him. Bob Proctor was also using this material, what these guys were teaching, to develop from being a broke person where he's not making millions after 5 years, and so on. And he continued in his way of success in life. And he is considered my mentor. So you see, all these people, they have one common thing, that we all have mentors. So this is the material we're talking about. Now, I want to have your permission to share our success system with you, that mental toolbox. It is like I hand over to you an instruction manual for your life. This Thinking into Results Success Program, it is designed for leaders and corporates, where both it covers for teams and individual to succeed. And it is based on all what we discussed earlier. So let me go through those lessons, how those lessons covers both for leaders. It's a start with goal setting and achieving. And here we're not talking about smart goals, but going more beyond that one, because I want people to start stretching, going for C-type goals, something they never dreamed that they'd be able to do it, because you will find out that only one holding you back is you. These are that mental barriers that we now need to overcome. Then we will discuss more on understanding your paradigm. What is holding you back? Because you know many things. You've been taking 2 degrees, 3 degrees, taking courses here and there, so you have a huge knowledge. However, you're not doing that what you are supposed to do. And this is where we find out the paradigm. Then we'll help you to get your mind to get the results you want. Then we will describe more how the mind is functioning, all these different parts, because once you understand them, it will help you to start changing your life and getting the results you want. On lesson 5, we will discuss how to stay in charge no matter the circumstances, like what is happening now. Once you understand the power you already have in your mind and in yourself, you will be living from inside out. Unless you start changing the way that you start living from inside out, you start being a play of the outside. And here where we'll elaborate more about using our mental muscles to help us to stay in charge. Then it is important, either an individual or a team, if you want to be successful, you're going for a stretching goal, you need to build that new self-image, your concept and your understanding about yourself. If you think you're an average person and you want to be a successful, we need to build that image with each other for the new person you want to become or the new team that you want to become. And now many people, when they go through the process of achieving a new goal, they always hit with the terror barrier, which is the fear. And this is what holding many people or stop them from continue. They get for one trial, they tried the second time, did not work, they fear out, they said, just forget it, I'm not going it, I'm happy to what I'm doing. And there is a process how you can overcome these barriers, because always if you are thriving, you want to go for goal after goal, you need to understand that process and what happens to it and how to overcome it, because it is an ongoing thing if you want to get out of your comfort zone. And we'll talk later about the praxis, which is aligning the actions and results of your beliefs. And this is where you start getting your quantum leap and quantum results. This is where the jump will start happening. We will also focus on the attitude and the successful mindset, either for individuals and a team. And this is what makes a huge difference. A successful mindset will get a successful result. An average mindset will get an average results, and a poor mindset will get a poor results. Then we will elaborate about the leadership and the effective leadership and the importance in your life and towards your goal. Then we'll talk about leaving everyone with the impression of increase, where everyone who interacts with you will find something value by interacting with you. And this is where we will be elaborating more. And the last is talking about the masterminding, how to use other people's brains to help you to troubleshoot, to solve your problems, or to get new ideas. So overall, those 12 lessons, what you will find out once you start from the first month by experience, that you will see that you start building confidence in yourself, in your team, and their capabilities, what they can do. You will see you have a direction because you had set a goal, 1 or 2 goals that you will be proceeding, plus you have a clear purpose and believe in yourself and your team. So as we said, that mental toolbox, where the most successful people, they have one thing in common. And this is you need to understand. If you want to join and be successful in life, make sure that you have this one common thing. You have a system that helps you to change your paradigm, building in new beliefs, in new habits. plus you combine it with an expert level of mentorship. Find a mentor who can really guide you and help you to achieve what you want. For me, my mentor, Bob, is my mentor because I need to excel. I need to succeed. I want to grow more and more in life. I want to help more and more people. So this gentleman is helping me, and you can find someone who can really help you. So I want you to imagine now for a minute that your goal, whatever you're achieving, having your own company, becoming a CEO, growing your sales target, you already achieve it. So you're already there, you achieve that goal. How your life will look like? What is your standard of living? Where you will be staying? Where's that house? What type of car you will be driving? How you will be celebrating with your friends? Where are you going to spend your vacations? Just imagine all of this, that it already happened and you are enjoying the new life that you decided you want to go for it. Now here we all have choices and to make decisions over here. You have to make a decision if you want to change your life. It is in your hand. I'm talking to you because it is only you who can change his life. We have the choice. First choice is, yes, I'm going to invest in this thinking into the results program and get the entire wealth mindset toolbox with everything I need to know to go from where I am to where I want to go, and wanted to be finally step in my full power. Yes, I want to go for that one. And the other choice, no, trying to figure out my own way, allowing myself to continue to get the same result. No, I will go listen to this. I will attend this one. I'll get some inspirations and so on. So you will see my life up and down, and unfortunately continue getting the same results. So you have a choice, and the choice should be, number one, I'm going to invest in thinking into results in entire wealth mindset toolbox with everything I need to go where I am and where I want to be, and finally step in my full power. If you're really interested, and I'm talking to you who want to make a difference in his life, just sign me in. You can scan that code with all the details is there and drop me, sign me in. I am on board. I want to do a step change in my life. And if you don't invest in yourself, do you really expect to win? This is always my mentor telling me, if I don't invest in myself, in my time, in my personal development, how would I expect to win? As Einstein said, it's insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. It's real insanity. We're expecting to do the same thing over and over and over, and we're complaining why things are not happening in my life. What the heck is going around me? Simply, you need to change, and you can only change the outside by changing the inside. This is the only way that you can change the outside. So I'm offering people who are, if you are really interested, the first 10 people to book a free discovery call with me for goal setting and achieving, I can guide them. Just scan all the details and drop me a message. I also recommend people to join my closed Facebook group, Quantum Thinking. There's a lot of materials that can help you and guide you, give you some insights. In addition, you can join my online group teaching for the 1% successful people mental toolbox, where I'm doing the teaching of those 12 lessons we decide and we covered in that one. And it is a choice one that, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to change my life. So these are my contact details. Make sure if you're interested to scan them. If you don't, just scan them. You will need them, because trust me, this has literally changed my life, and I think it will truly change your life. It made a huge difference in my understanding, my self-confidence on the things what I am capable to. I'm so proud to the changes I had on my life. I'm also so proud for the clients for their achievement, when they had achieved that self-confidence, the goal they were setting, the goal they were set, looking beyond the normal, the 5%, 10%, but going more for double and triple their income. So thank you again for listening for this, and wish you all the best. Make sure you send me a message and let's get together. We will work together, a plan for you to really push your results and get you out of your comfort zone and start living the life you want. Thank you.